Jonathan here. The most powerful thing in the market, what we're looking for is unusual options activity. Those who trade options, you can see what the biggest players in the room are doing by following their activity. And now we can watch it in real time because earlier today, it was 9:24. I'm on Central about 2 hours ago. I noticed unusual option activity in Robinhood. Not that surprisingly, right? Crypto's back in play. Ethereum's moving, Bitcoin's moving, Coinbase is moving. Well, now we're starting to see unusual option activity in Robinhood. So here it is, 7,000 May calls traded. They traded for $1.71. Somebody's making a very bullish bet going out 84 days in Robinhood. Now, we always say where there's smoke, there's fire. When you see a big order like this, they could just be going, right? 7,000, that could be 20,000. Well, I shared this 2 hours ago, and that 7,000 right now is up to 18,000. It looks like there's 2,500 here. These are new as well. Hood already moving from 1425 to 1440. This is unusual option activity. Let's look at the trading activity from today. From today, bullish, strong, messed around, pulled back, strong, strong, strong. This is where we saw massive unusual option activity. Now, does unusual option activity work every single time? No, nothing works every single time. But the mentality is, who's ever placing a bet on Robinhood? You know, this is like a $5 million bet on Robinhood. Give them the benefit of the doubt that they know more than us. They know more than I do. They've done their research. They're managing big money. And plus, they come in, they buy 7,000, they buy 12,000, they buy 18,000. They're also supporting the stock. So unusual option activity. When you can find it and see it like this in real time, you want to follow. The best trade, in my opinion, is to do the exact same trade. You want to do the May 14th for $1.70, $1.71. Right now, stock's trading higher because of that unusual option activity. Here is a live options market right now. 18,000, 71,000 open interest. $1.80, fine. It's 9 cents more. You have 84 days. I believe Robinhood is an excellent trade, and there's 5 million reasons for you to jump on board. Let me show you how I found this trade, because finding unusual option activity, that could be a little bit tricky. But let me simplify things. Let me get out of here. Here's our Discord. Earlier, I shared the top unusual option activity trades of the day. The top ones. We are living in a NVIDIA world. The top trades, NVIDIA, all the way down a few Metas, a few Apples. But the premium, 9 million, 9 million, 9 million. This is just unbelievable size. Continues to just drop into NVIDIA. So let's move off Discord. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take you to Cheddarflow. Cheddarflow is an unusual option activity tool, very powerful tool. We're going to look at all the option activity, but I'm going to do it by premium because I want to see what the biggest trades are of the day. So if I just block it out in premium, I have a couple of filters on here. I'm going to take these off. Let's exclude SPX, SPY, and Q, just because I want to look at companies more. I'm fine, just like that. Okay, done. And now I want to look at the biggest trades of the day. Premium, premium. The biggest trades of the day, what do we have? Right? NVIDIA, NVIDIA. We live in a NVIDIA world. But in order to find unusual option activity, the trick, or what I'm looking for at least, where I've had the most success, is I want to look for gnarly, massive, unusual option activity in a smaller market cap company. NVIDIA, $4 trillion company, $9 million trade, that might not be such a big deal, but if we scroll down, all NVIDIAs, right? All NVIDIAs. Little WBD here, all NVIDIAs. Microsoft, NVIDIA, SMCI, Meta, Tesla, Carvana, okay. Getting into smaller companies, still monstrous companies, right? NVIDIA, Meta, NVIDIA, PayPal, Array, Rivian, right? We're starting to see some companies pop in. MSTR, SN, Snaps. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And eventually, my friends, we are going to find, because I did this earlier, Hood. And so I found Hood. Rivian was also of interest to me. Finding Hood, now, if we look at Hood just for the day, they've been coming after it throughout the day. And they've been coming after that 14 strike. The one that we were looking at, the one that was 7,000 the first time I shared it with my community, 2 hours ago. It's already up to 18,000. Keep watching it throughout the day. Who knows where it ends up, but they continue to buy these things. This is a recent one here. This was 18 minutes ago. It looked like they did another 4,000. So Hood, that's just a very, very big trade. That's how I found it. That's how it stood out to me. While I have you here, there's another name in addition to Hood I thought was very interesting, and I did this the same exact way, just scrolling down, looking at the tickers, knowing that Meta, SMCI, NVIDIA, Amazon, those are just monstrous companies, right? Neo, this might be interesting, but there was one that really caught my eye. Where is it? And it was a put trade, a very bearish put trade. There we go. PSTG. Let me click on PSTG. Now, not that much activity. Let's look at activity throughout February. PSTG in premium order. And that's what I want to show you. Like, that's crazy. $500,000 trade. PSTG. The second biggest trade of the entire month was $27,000. There's going to be March 15th. Not a lot of time in this. 40 strikes. So let's check that one out. PSTG. PSTG, if I just look at the day, what time was that trade done? This is pure storage. That trade was done 11:56. That's Eastern time, so we have to go 10:56 because I'm in Central time. So if I go 10:56, we got here. Interesting. Were they buying? 10:56 is right here. 10:56, let's confirm. Wow, guys, interesting. Why is that interesting? Well, they did this trade with puts. But could this have been bullish? It might be bullish. It might be bullish, and it might be bullish because we can see the behavior after the trade. Let's look at some other tools that we have. It's definitely volatility inducing. Ouch. Outside of its expected move, comes back in its expected move. What am I looking at here, guys? I'm just looking for a little bit more data. Closes in 72%. Does it have earnings coming up? Okay, so we have earnings coming up after the close. This is a really good trade. This is an excellent trade. PSTG, we have earnings after the close. We're seeing some really crazy, unusual option activity. Somebody is placing a bet before PSTG announces earnings. Okay, this is an excellent trade, guys. Let's go and look at the options because we need to look in the options. We're looking for March expiration only. Only March. The reason we want only March is because that's where the unusual option activity is. The unusual option activity is happening because there's a reason for the stock to move. What's the reason? Earnings. When there's earnings, there's an expectation of movement. PSTG. Now again, we want to be in March because that's where the unusual option activity is. It's got to be this 2,000 right here. Is that what we're looking at? Now, this is a great candidate for a strangle. Now, a straddle, you would buy the same strike on both sides. But when you're doing that, you're playing for volatility. You're playing for an increase in movement because it can go higher or it could go lower. In order to get costs down, though, I think we can do it one better because I think we can look at, say, the 44s. Let's buy the 44s for $1.50. At the same time, let's buy the 38s for $1.40. Okay, so probably not going to write this on the screen, so I'm going to tell you it again. Let's buy 44 strike calls for $1.50. And let's also buy the 38 puts for $1.40. And that's going to be a total of $290. So for each contract, it's $290 of risk. We're risking principal. That will trade zero in 21 days, or we'll be able to take it off for a really big profit. PSTG, seeing unusual option activity. Hood, seeing unusual option activity. Follow this video. You'll see how these two trades behave. And I think by the end of it, you're going to be a big follower of unusual option activity. My name is Jonathan Rose, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the inside.